All right. So for those who are tuning in, you guys need to make sure you go to We Talk Weekly on all of our social media and major podcast platforms. And if you want to support us, make sure you make a donation on $ We Talk Weekly on
Right.
Cash App. And then you can also go to our PayPal. We got PayPal. You can
forgot about
support
PayPal.
us there
That's right.
also. Yeah, if you
Ain't
go
no
to
excuse.
yeah, no excuse. Exactly. No donation is too great or
Right.
too small, right? All right. So Dame Dash, he sat down for an interview with the Breakfast Club, which has gone viral. This is now garnering over 3.1 million views. So I don't know if, they got their list of interviews that always get that have gotten a bunch of views or whatever. This is one of their top ones. So if you missed it, there was plenty of back and forth with Charlamagne Tha God, and then you had Dame Dash. Them two were bumping heads. They were calling each other names. Charlamagne was kind of laughing it off, and then he threw some comments back and forth. And then Cameron, I guess he was the one that didn't kind of take kindly to the interview. So Cameron was like, I ain't know you be lying like this. It's sad. They told me, but when you're a man, you don't pay attention to stuff like this. I didn't know, bro. So you're a flagrant liar. So Cameron also said something like, you ain't got no teeth. He said a bunch of other stuff. And then he took shots at Dame in this freestyle that he called When I See You. And he used your girl, Fantasia.
Oh, that's my girl. Why you put Fantasia in it, man?
Well, he used her,
her song. That's my girl right there.
Yep,
Fannie Mae.
So then, this prompted Dame Dash. He filed the $300 million defamation lawsuit. And then he wrote on Instagram talking about, I never hustled with Mr. Cameron. He's a civilian, but he's lying with he's effing with my family office, and he's now made my wife and my two sons uncomfortable. I would never do anything violent, and I don't want anyone that loves me to do anything violent. So this is the only way I can handle this. I guess he's basically talking about the lawsuit. He says, so this is my version of how Godfather handled Fredo. I knew it was going to be one of my brothers. I just didn't know it was going to be you, bro. And that does make me sad.
So the $300 million lawsuit is because of defamation of character.
Right.
But he went on the Breakfast Club, was calling Charlamagne gay and all this other stuff.
Exactly.
Like, I like Dame. I do. I think Dame has a brilliant mind. But
did you like the interview? Did you see it?
I saw it from top to bottom. I think he made some points. But I also think that some of the things, like, it's like you talk too much, you lose the crowd.
Right.
And I feel like once he started to keep on going, he started to lose the crowd. Some of his points was made to Charlamagne, and some of them people can agree with, like his OG is Wendy Williams, and she taught him. But at the same time, you don't be the oppressor for somebody who's being oppressed. Like, you're sitting here saying he's effeminate, but you going toe to toe with him in an effeminate way. So it was almost like very contradicting that, you're saying one thing and doing the other.
Exactly.
I want to know it. Look. He ready. Ask us. Go ahead.
I didn't get a chance to see it.
You ain't seen clips. All right, what you think about the clips?
I think that's typical Dame. I mean, his first interview up there when he was talking about like him working for the man and all, that's what Dame Dash does. So how you going to get mad at Dame Dash being Dame Dash? That's all I got. I can't. That's all. That was the only context I had from it.
You just felt like it was just him.
Yeah, I just thought it was him having a moment. One thing I will say, no one was really technically thinking about Dame Dash to that. Now we doing a story on Dame.
That was his strategy.
That's what I'm saying.
He definitely knew
it did what it did.
It was intentional. Because when he first went up there, he's not lying. Like, that put them on the map too.
Yeah.
That interview, and he was like, y'all, who was it? Birdman.
Yeah.
That interview too, because they came and they basically.
Oh, three of y'all.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, three of y'all.
Right. So
yes. That goes. Yeah. It goes down as one of the classics.
Yeah.
This one will do.
Exactly. All right. So, I guess Beanie Siegel, he was right. He said pressure does bust pipes.
Time to apply it now.
Yes.
Gotta quiet down and tie it down. Shout out to Philly, man. No doubt.
Exactly. Because some pressing from FCC Chairman Brendan Carr. After that, ABC abruptly pulled the Jimmy Kimmel live show off the air following comments he made on the show. So in his Monday opening monologue, Kimmel said, quote, "The MAGA gang is desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them, and doing everything they can to score political points from it." And then Kimmel also made a comment regarding Trump's response to Kirk's death, saying, "It's not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns a goldfish." He made another comment that FBI Chief Kash Patel handled the investigation into the killing. He said, like, he handled it like a kid who didn't read the book, BSing his way through an oral report. And then Kimmel also mocked VP JD Vance's performance when he guest hosted Kirk's podcast. So FCC Chairman Brendan Carr, whom, for those of you who don't know, before Trump appointed him, he wrote the Federal Communications Commission chapter in Project 2025, said during an interview with CNBC that Jimmy's comments were not making fun. He said that it was appearing to directly mislead the American public about a significant fact, that probably one of the most significant political events we've had in a long time, for the most significant political assassination we've seen in a long time. So after all this kind of played out, Trump praised Brendan Carr's move and even made suggestions of other networks to cancel, like shows that network NBC has, which is The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon and The Late Night Show with Seth Meyers. So Kimmel's show, which has been airing since 2003, has been suspended. And then now there's this widespread protest over Jimmy Kimmel's suspension that's breaking out. You got demonstrators protesting ABC and Disney and calling for a boycott. So it's just like, people are like, now what's going to happen? Are comedians no longer afforded their special privileges of freedom of speech? You know how comedians kind of have that little, they're in that little space of where they got this freedom of speech. Like, is this the end of comedy as we know it? And is this authoritarianism? And are we headed for control of media and censorship like they have in China and Russia, North Korea, with where their governments control the media and what you can see here?
Wow. Yeah.
Thoughts?
It's just bad. I mean, if we're talking about free speech, then what are we complaining about here? And so for me, it was a shame to see that he got fired for that. But what I will say is, doing a little digging, that ABC is I believe partly owned by an extremely conservative family that is really right. And so anything that's contrary to that, they pretty much told ABC, we're pulling the plug, we're pulling that money. If you and any other show that you have on there that's kind of to the left or liberal or woke, we're going to pull that too. And so,
can you mention the conservative family?
I can't remember their name. I'll have to look that up. It's just something that I seen on you.
Is it like a company, or
no? It's like a family that was on
family?
that actual family who has been really heavy donors of ABC or something like that. I actually just seen it, and I'll try to look it up. But I mean, they threatened to remove funding and support, and so ABC, I guess, had to make a decision like, hey, we need our way of life, so it's easier just to pretty much end the show, cancel a show, and continue on until, I guess, Kimmel apologizes and do all that other stuff, make a donation, and it was a couple other things that I seen. But
I think there's no honor amongst thieves.
Yeah.
I think it's kahunas being whose is the biggest. Like similar to what you said, it's a conservative family, very right-sided, and they don't like what they're seeing. But ABC has put out things so many times that was very controversial, and now it's like, hey, we're in control, we're going to pull it. Just like, like everything else. It's like these are the people who, believe it or not, when you said freedom of speech, there really hasn't been, because when somebody wants to muzzle you, they do. You know what I mean? Like even when Kevin Hart was about to do the what was he going to do, the Oscars or something, and he made a comment, he wouldn't apologize. It was like, well, if you don't apologize, you won't host. So I feel as though when it comes to censorship, if you're one of the selectives, you'll be okay to go through. But if you're not, you won't. And that's pretty much like I think my kids were saying it a lot. Like, okay, when George Floyd died, a lot of people were making fun. A lot of people were saying stuff on late night. Nobody got pulled. But now everybody is saying, hey, you got to muzzle yourself from speaking about, Charlie Kirk that passed away. And even though he was for freedom of speech, I think that was what his mantra was. They're like, no, we're not allowing you to do that. Because I think it was, is it the girl Call Me White Girl? She has a podcast here in Philly. I think
Don't Call Me
White Girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they pulled her. I think they're pulling people off of Instagram, off of TikTok, if they feel as though that you're defaming him. And just on the Jimmy Kimmel, did you see that he was literally talking about Trump more than anything when they censored him about Charlie Kirk?
Right. And I think that's people are saying that it's more of an attack on the First Amendment rights than it is anything else. And when it comes to the censorship, that they feel like this is just going to be the beginning of like just continuing to, it's going to like be this like snowball effect where it's just going to it's going to start at this one thing, and then it's just
it's like that big mama when you do something and she say, because I said so. You're like, I didn't do nothing wrong. Sit down because I said so. Mm-hmm. That's what it's going to. Like, y'all going to do what I say. I don't have to explain it. It's because I said so.
Yeah, because Trump is like, he's naming names. He's like saying The View. He's saying Gail. He's saying like all these different people. So, and it's FCC. So the FCC has the rights to, if you have a license, he can pull your license. The FCC can pull your license.
But the FCC is only on mainstream, right? FCC.
If you have a license for broadcasting. Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying, which is why even in so many sectors, everybody's going independent in so many ways because nobody wants to be muzzled anymore.
Yeah.
But it's America. They're going to find a way around it.
Yeah. Which kind of sounds like we could be headed to authoritarianism. No?
No, I'm just saying it's sad.
Yeah.
And it has everyone scared to talk and speak and say what or do the normal content that they would normally do. It's just sad. I don't.
I mean, honestly, I don't have the fear because we've been through slavery, we've been through Jim Crow, all of this stuff we've already been through. This it's too many powerful people of multicolors that have money that is just, after a while, it's just the money that's the color. I don't think that it's going to get to a point where there needs to be a fear, in my opinion.
Well, I'm saying in terms of if you're creating content that's opposing or in contrast to, say, for example, right-wing commentary, and you're a liberal and you're talking against that, then the fear is potentially your platform can or whatever you have that's giving you the amplification of that can be taken away from you. I think that's the fear, the money that you might get from that or your livelihood or whatever. I think that's the fear that people.
And that's what I heard you clearly. I think that the way the world is, it's going to be a way around it. I don't think that they are going to try to stop it, censor it, but the way that the humans are and the way artificial intelligence, they're going to find a way. There's going to be a way around it. Just my opinion.
I know. It's just crazy. It's sad that, people don't have the voice that they had before anymore. Because this stuff is going on in other countries. And
before we had this, do you remember how many Black Panther rallies and they were able to have the march with Martin Luther King? We had social media. Couldn't make a commercial, but they were able to get the word out. They did it through books. They did it through mail. People will figure it out. That's what I'm saying. We've been through so much in the journey of things that we were told we couldn't, with barriers and closures. It's just another way to figure out.
Yeah. So a new creation of democracy.
That's going to happen. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
All right. So, final story, celebrity sizzle of the week. We'll go to Colin Kaepernick. His Know Your Rights initiative will cover the cost of an independent autopsy for 21-year-old Delta State University student Demartravion Trey Reed, who was found dead hanging from a campus tree on September 15th in Cleveland, Mississippi. Cleveland Police Department stated the Mississippi State Medical Examiner's Office ruled Trey Reed's death a suicide by hanging. And according to this is, just a disclaimer. This is tough. Like, the story is just difficult. According to a press release, civil rights attorney Ben Crump announced that Trey Reed's family raised serious concerns about receiving conflicting accounts and incomplete information about the circumstance of his death. Attorney Trump stated Trey's death evoked the collective memory of a community that has suffered a historic wound over many, many years and many, many deaths. Peace will come only by getting the truth. We thank Colin Kaepernick for supporting his grieving family in the cause of justice and truth. And according to Colin Kaepernick's Know Your Rights website, their initiative includes a team of board-certified pathologists, and their board-certified pathologists work objectively, efficiently, and diligently while relying on established forensic principles when conducting the second autopsy. Because the first one, they ruled a suicide. And then they say that through careful examination, their pathologists aim to provide families with an accurate and definitive cause of death, guided by a commitment to truth and transparency. So shout out to Colin Kaepernick, continuing to kneel in support of Black people.
Period. Full stop. Shout out.
The kneeling never stopped because he's still doing stuff through his organization. So I'm your girl Lauren Sizzle, and that was a sizzle.
And that was your sizzle, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your boy Charles Gregory, the beautiful,
classy lady,
and the
sparkle,
beautiful
Lauren Sizzle.
And this was We Talk Weekly's After the Talk on WPPMLP Philadelphia 106.5 FM. We Talk Weekly After the Talk here. The special episode at New Millennium Multimedia Studios for a Fastly 5 fashion
I love
segment.
when we come here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I do. It just gives me that vibe. I talked about personality. I like it.
Okay. No doubt. Well, we're gonna be back here again
Mm-hmm.
and again and again and again and again. But right now we out here like last year, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And if you're feeling empowered enough, make sure you make a little donation. We Talk Weekly. We can use it. We holler at you like earlier. Peace.
Peace, y'all.